So today, we're going to just learn about a more efficient workflow. We're going to learn about improving the borrower experience, standardizing income calculations from source data you already use today, and then ease of access and implementation. So when we talk about the current process that originators are going through, we have loan officers, borrowers, and loan processors and underwriters. And then we pull in the more items such as the LOS and the borrower direct portal, where borrowers log in and complete all the data that we just saw in Flowify. And then once you get all that data in, you get all the income documents. You saw that entire list on the Flowify upload list with the documents that the borrower needed to provide. So then you have to determine who in your organization is going to be determining the qualifying income. Well, most of the time, it is calculated multiple times. And here we put it into the process of how do you determine borrower income today. So we have the borrower 1003. You can see the workflow in the 5 buckets across the top. Well, underneath, between buckets 3 and 4, you have 7 actual steps that we have to take again. So over here in the borrower 1003, all documents received, and the loan processor then takes the documents, puts them all together, prepares them for the underwriter, orders everything, submits to the underwriter, calculates, yada, yada, yada. There's a lot of steps in there that we believe don't need to be there, and that's what we're here today to tell you about. The other thing is that we believe that we can improve the borrower experience with another method. Now, one of the things that you do get is you also get a difference between the way people calculate income. The way the loan officer has potentially calculated the qualifying income when he's meeting with his client, the way the processor calculates income, the way the underwriter calculates income. And that just creates friction and, I don't know, inefficient processes when you start using it. And then you get into the world of using more tools to provide your income calculations. And those require people to upload additional documentation, requires underwriters to go to different sites to upload more documents and then download multiple page reports that they have to analyze and then determine that they are in fact supportive of the income for qualifying. Well, we'd like to really just introduce a better way. Let's just re-engineer this whole thought process and order income verifications early in the process. Within 24 to 48 hours, you have a source data income figure that is systemically calculated. It's calculated the same time. So really, you ask the borrower to complete the 1003, sign the release authorization, and upload their pay stub, and we go direct to the source to get the 1040s, the W-2s, and the verifications of employment and income. I think that that would really give a much better borrower experience, as well the underwriter experience when they are using source data to be able to review that data for the qualifying monthly income. So we're going to talk about getting income data right from the verified source. It's going to remove friction from the borrowers and internal processes. It's going to stop burdening borrowers to go out to their garage or their basement and look up all their tax returns. Lastly, it limits internal tribal knowledge from inefficient income calculation. So we're going to get right into the reports so you can see them. I think the most important thing that I can fill you all in on is the fact that these are products you're already using today. Your processors or underwriters are already ordering IRS tax transcripts, some are ordering W-2s, and everybody's ordering verification of employment and income. The last thing before we go into the reports is I want to tell you that you don't have to change your process at all. You come to NCS to get these reports. You have a product selection that we set up for you, and these reports are automatically delivered with your tax transcripts, your W-2s, and your verifications of employment and income. Lastly, we are available with the direct integration in Encompass, Meridian Link, and Lending QB. Let's take a first look at the 1040. Once again, we take all the data from the tax transcript, and we parse it out and put it into a unique and easy to read report that has a 12-month monthly calculation and a 24-month monthly calculation. You can also see that we fire alerts and messages about the data on the first page of the tax transcripts. You can see, for example, 2017 interest and dividends are greater than 25% more than 2018. So these are little red flags that an underwriter may want to determine that there's more information required. When we go to the next one, we look at the W-2s. Now, most people order W-2s for each borrower on the report, and that is with the result of parsing all the data from the W-2. We'll give you year one and year two. We will break it down into a monthly and a yearly calculation, as well as we'll give you the overall monthly calculation. In addition, we will include deferred income. And I don't know how many of you know this or not, but if taxpayers receive 1099 income that we have included in these Income Plus reports, that 1099 income will display here. We will also give you the monthly income. However, we do not include it in the qualifying monthly income. And once again, you also get the messages and alerts. It's important to know that these messages, calculations, and alerts are customizable by each entity and working with your either a direct API or working directly with the PDFs that are delivered to the LOS providers. You can see here also on the W-2s that the other taxpayers' W-2 is also provided. So when you order your W-2s together by taxpayer, you're going to get them both, and you're going to get the monthly income for both taxpayers. Simple, easy to use process on something that you are already using today. No more reading of endless reports, no more asking the borrower to upload their tax returns, and no more going to other websites to pull down 54-page Excel workbooks. I think that really one of the most important things that I can say about the whole Income Plus piece is that you want to be able to apply the easiest process to all of the taxpayers that you have. Now, obviously, if they're wage earners today and they don't own any rental income, or they're not earning any business income, then you're simply going to be using a verification of employment. And we're going to go over that report in just one moment. But in the world of taxpayers who are self-employed, taxpayers who are real estate investors, taxpayers who have K-1 income, partnerships, and income, well, one easy thing that you can do with your monthly income qualifying is if they qualify using the net income, you don't really have to go any further than that unless they have a lot of properties and a lot of debts with those other companies that they need to get justified. But that is the point, is that you don't have to have a one-size-fits-all process by taking every taxpayer through a Fannie Mae 1084. You have a process where you can count on the data that you are receiving straight from the source, whether that borrower consumes this data and whether qualifies with this data that's been consumed on the report. And then lastly, you also have the ability to see the tax transcripts that generated these reports. So if you're anything like me, and I'm an ex-underwriter, so I can say this, is underwriters are very skeptical. You put 5 or 6 underwriters in a room, you're going to get about 10 different income calculations and ways to look at that borrower's income. So when you have the tax transcripts connected directly to these reports, they can quickly dig in and look at the data that they need to see and qualify the monthly income that we are displaying for them. So I'd like to take a few minutes and quickly look over our verification of employment documentation. This is our manual verification of employment. This is also done over our work number reports and over our other automated reports. The VOE that we use performs 100% solution, where people can just trust us with all of their orders, and we will display back to them their VOE Plus, which is the monthly income calculation. And we will tell you whether we used an average or whether we used the base pay rate that was on the 1005. If there is any overtime, commission, or bonus, we will enforce the standard Fannie Mae and industry-wide requirements of seasoning, and we will give you a message down here that says that. Other things that we place on this report is we tell you who the employer is on the VOE Plus. We also tell you how long that they have been on that job, the time on this job and the time in the profession. Underneath this Income Plus report, once again, as a reminder, these are all delivered together. Underneath on the verification of employment and income report, we give the underwriters a simple, easy to read report that color codes anything that they may want to look into further. We tell you about the businesses were verified through our subscription resources for their name, address, and telephone number. And we take all the data directly from the 1005 and populate this report. It's just easier to read. We also tell you who completed the verification of employment and income. And then last, we attach the Fannie Mae 1005 that was completed by the employer. So as you go back, I think it's just important to remember that there's no more going to external websites. These are placed with your orders for these products. We are advocating that you order these products earlier in your process, and maybe even eliminate a lot of time that the underwriter has to go back and forth on income if she's using, or if she or he are using source data at the moment that they receive the submitted file. You can surely cut time off for qualifying. So one-page display with all the underlying source data attached. So the Income Plus, it's a simple one-page report, and it's an easy integration and simple deployment. One thing to think about when strategizing about using a tool like Income Plus is that the tool will provide you significant gain over the majority of your loans, basically when wage earners are applying. And then every other one from there, you can create the process flow that goes on your self-employed, your more complex income types, but only after you see if they've qualified using the net income. If they qualify using net income and they don't have other expenses that need to be debited against their qualifying income, it may be a simple and easy use for those types of taxpayers as well. Lastly, every loan has a VOI. And there's no match. There is no calculations that can be taken differently. It's simply the standard industry calculations for the lenders in the income qualifying space. As well, you can work with us to create your own customization for your income calculations, your extra rules. If you need 3 years of income calculations for a specific purchaser of your loans, if you need to always add back any kind of the income components from the Schedule C or from the Schedule E, we also have those capabilities. And if you want to see them displayed in a certain fashion, we can work with you and customize those processes quickly and fully with your IT staff and ours. Income Plus is available through direct API integration for your proprietary loan origination systems or other loan origination systems. It is available today in Encompass, Meridian Link, and LendingQB. And all the source data comes with these reports. So it's really a simple standardization made easy.